In one of our lessons last week, we talked about the importance of having hobbies, activities that help us to learn, relax, reduce stress, and grow as individuals. We discussed how hobbies can improve our mental well being, build confidence, and help us to make better use of our free time. But here's a question: if hobbies are so beneficial, why do so many of us struggle to make time for them? One answer might be sitting right in our hands: our phones. Have you ever picked up your phone just to check one notification or watch one quick video, and before you knew it, an hour has disappeared? Instead of reading, practicing a hobby, exercising, or spending time with family, you found yourself stuck in an endless cycle of scrolling. This is called doom scrolling. And today's lesson is all about understanding why it happens, how it affects our lives, and what we can do to take back control of our time and attention. Because every minute we spend scrolling mindlessly is a minute we could spend investing in ourselves. Research shows us that many people spend several hours a day on their phones. While some of that time is productive or necessary, it's worth asking ourselves how much of it is intentional and how much simply slipped away. Remember, this isn't about giving up technology. Technology is a wonderful tool when we use it intentionally. The goal is learning how to make technology work for us, not the other way around. So let's get started with understanding exactly what doom scrolling is and why it's become such a common habit. Doom scrolling is a habit of continuously scrolling through social media, news, videos, online content for much longer than you intended. Sometimes the content is negative, bad news, arguments, disasters, or stressful topics. Other times it's simply endless entertainment. The common factor isn't just what you're watching, it's that you can't seem to stop. One swipe becomes 10, 10 minutes, 10 becomes 100, and before you know it, a large part of your day has disappeared. Many people think they lack self control. And if you've ever felt frustrated with yourself because you couldn't stop scrolling, you're certainly not alone. This isn't about blaming ourselves, it's about understanding the habits we develop and learning how to manage them. But that's usually not the whole story. Apps are intentionally designed to keep you engaged. Features like infinite scrolling, autoplay videos, personalized recommendations, notifications, and just one more content all encourage you to stay, excuse me, to stay longer. These companies compete for one thing, excuse me, and that's your attention. The longer you're on the app, the more ads you see and the more valuable your time becomes to the platform. Knowing this doesn't mean social media is bad. It simply means we should understand how it works so we can make informed decisions. So here are some signs you might be doom scrolling. Ask yourself these questions. Did I plan to check one thing, but ended up staying much longer? Do I lose track of time? Maybe you thought 5 minutes had passed and it was actually 45. Excuse me. Do I feel anxious, overwhelmed, or mentally exhausted afterwards? Instead of feeling relaxed, do you feel heavier? Am I scrolling instead of doing something important? Homework, cleaning, sleeping, studying, taking time with family, working on goals. Sometimes scrolling becomes a way to avoid things we know we should be doing. So, why does all this matter? It matters because sleep. Many people scroll before bedtime. The bright screen and consistent stimulation make it harder for your brain to wind down. Less sleep often leads to lower energy, trouble concentrating, irritability, increased stress. It affects productivity. Imagine losing just 1 hour each day. 1 hour becomes 7 hours a week, around 30 hours a month. and more than 365 hours each year. That's over 15 full days spent scrolling. Think about what else those hours could be used for: learning a new skill, reading, exercising, building a hobby, spending time with the people you love, or simply resting intentionally. Remember, our hobbies um, are even 20 minutes a day is enough to learn a new language, practice an instrument, and improve our cooking or build a new skill over time. For hobbies, small amounts of time really do add up. Consider relationships. Have you ever been with someone who was physically present but mentally somewhere else because they were on their phone? Or maybe you caught yourself doing it. Phones can unintentionally distract us from conversations, family dinners, friendships, and meaningful moments. People often remember how present you were, not how many videos you watched. Also, consider mental well being. Constant exposure to negative news, conflict, unrealistic lifestyles, or endless comparisons can leave us feeling anxious, discouraged, overwhelmed, lonely, or emotionally drained. Sometimes our minds need quiet, not more information. I would like to move on to discussing staying informed versus being trapped. And here's something important: there is nothing wrong with staying informed, enjoying social media, watching funny videos, or learning online. The problem begins when we lose control. Ask yourself, am I choosing this or is it choosing me? Healthy technology, its use should be, again, intentional. Doom scrolling is automatic. Learning the difference is a valuable life skill. So, practical ways to break this habit. Here are a few simple strategies. Set a app time limit. Many phones allow us to set daily limits for certain apps. Those reminders can help you to notice when you're scrolling longer than planned. Consider turning off unnecessary notifications. Every notification competes for your attention. Do I really need to know every time someone likes a post? Fewer notifications often mean fewer interruptions. Have a purpose before opening an app. Before you tap the icon, try asking, what am I using this app to do right now? Maybe it's to reply to a message, check today's news, post content, or look something up. Once you've done that, close the app. Having a purpose helps prevent mindless scrolling. Try replacing the habit. Instead of automatically reaching for your phone, try replacing 5 or 10 minutes of scrolling with something refreshing. I tend to read a book myself. You could, like me, read a few pages, take a short walk, journal, stretch, listen to music, work on a hobby, or simply sit quietly for a few moments. Small changes, again, they do add up over time. Another tip is to create a phone free time or phone free times throughout your day. Choose times when your phone stays out of reach. Some examples could be during meals, while spending time with family, studying, during conversations, perhaps for the last 30 to 60 minutes before bed. These moments often they become some of the most meaningful parts of your day. Another tip is to make your phone less tempting. Try moving your most distracting apps off of your home screen. Switching your phone to grayscale for the part of your day, or leaving it in another room when you're working or relaxing. Sometimes making a habit just as little less convenient makes it a much easier habit to break. So I'd love for you to think about that question. When do you find yourself scrolling the most? Is it when you're bored, stressed, avoiding something, unable to sleep, perhaps waiting in line? Share your answers in the comments. But don't worry, you don't have to share anything personal. Maybe it's when you're bored of waiting in line or trying to avoid a task. Your answer might help someone else realize they're not alone. Understanding why we scroll is often the first step towards changing that habit. So, here are some final thoughts. Your attention is one of your most valuable resources. Once today is gone, you can never get it back. Social media can educate us, it can inspire us, it can connect us, but it should never quietly take control of our time without us realizing it. The goal isn't to stop using technology, the goal is to use it wisely because every minute you spend intentionally is another minute invested in becoming the person that you want to be. Imagine what can happen if you replace 20 to 30 minutes of scrolling each day with something that teaches you a skill, brings you joy, or helps you grow. Over time, those small choices could lead to learning an instrument, reading dozens of books, improving your health, creating art, starting a business, or simply becoming more present with the people you love. Technology is not the enemy. It's an incredible tool when we use it with purpose. The goal is to be intentional with your time because your attention is one of the most valuable things you have. Remember, every swipe is a choice. So it's is so is every page you read, every walk you take, so is every conversation you have. Small choices may consistently shape the life you're building. So thank you for joining me for today's lesson. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep moving forward, one intentional choice at a time. I'll see you in our next lesson. Take care.